Is it possible to starve cancer? Recent buzz on social media about the starve cancer diet may have you asking that very question. The starve cancer diet focuses on starving cancer cells by limiting protein and carbohydrates and eating mainly fats. The idea behind this diet is that by limiting carbohydrates and protein, cancer cells will essentially starve and be unable to grow and spread. The problem with this concept is that your healthy cells need carbohydrates and protein to work too. Following this diet starves the entire body and your cells from getting essential nutrients needed to fight cancer. While this diet may sound like a good idea in theory, it is not an appropriate recommendation for those with cancer. Poor appetite, nausea, vomiting, taste changes, and unintentional weight loss are common symptoms and side effects of cancer treatment. Because of the frequency and severity of these side effects, healthcare providers emphasize protein-rich and nutrient-dense foods. Cancer is not just a single disease, it's a collection of over 100 different diseases, all involving abnormal cell growth. They require enormous amounts of energy and nutrients to sustain their rapid growth. If we can interrupt the supply lines through dietary changes or metabolic interventions, could we potentially slow or even halt the progress of cancer? Protein, carbohydrates, and fat are essential for basic bodily functions. All three are needed to provide energy and keep you strong while fighting cancer. Carbohydrates are the preferred energy source for the body and are essential for brain function. They provide energy to red blood cells, which allows them to transport oxygen throughout the body. Protein helps your body build and maintain muscle, promote healing and recovery. If you are not getting enough protein in your diet, your body will break down muscle to provide the resources for other bodily functions. This is called muscle wasting. Why is it important to focus on feeding other than starving cancer cells? Cancer will eat sugar if it's around, but cancer will eat anything in your body: protein, fat, even dead cancer cells. If you try to starve cancer of one thing, such as sugar, it will eat something else. Your body will always lose a race to starve cancer, because cancer is programmed to grow without stopping no matter the conditions. People also need to understand that because cancer is such a serious disease, the therapies to treat it need to be powerful. Harsh starvation diets are more likely to have bad effects on the treatments you need rather than hurting the cancer. To understand how to starve cancer, we first need to understand how it eats. A Nobel Prize-winning German physiologist observed that cancer cells consume much more glucose than normal cells. A Nobel Prize-winning German physiologist, this phenomenon, called the Warburg effect, describes how cancer cells favor glycolysis, sugar fermentation, for energy production even when oxygen is abundant. Observed that cancer cells consume much more glucose than normal cells. This inefficient method produces less energy per glucose molecule, but enables cancer cells to generate building blocks for new cells. Thus, they prioritize rapid growth over efficiency. In addition to glucose, cancer cells often rely on the amino acid glutamine. This dependency is known as glutamine addiction. Tumors use glutamine for energy, acid-base balance, and cell signaling. Tumors also stimulate the formation of new blood vessels, a process called angiogenesis, to secure a continuous nutrient and oxygen supply. These characteristics suggest that cancer cells have a unique metabolism, which may be their weakness. Animal studies have shown that fasting reduces the risk of developing cancer and may suppress tumor growth. Fasting may also increase stress resistance in healthy cells while making cancer cells more vulnerable to treatments. In clinical trials, fasting before chemotherapy reduces side effects and enhances effectiveness. The body enters a protective mode, but cancer cells, due to their mutated state, do not adapt as well. Ketogenic diet feeding the body, starving the tumor. The ketogenic diet severely restricts carbohydrates less than 50 grams a day, pushing the body to burn fat. The liver converts fat into ketone bodies, which many cancer cells cannot use efficiently. Not all cancers are dependent on glucose. Nutritional ketosis is difficult to maintain long-term. Individualized plans are essential. Anti-angiogenic diets blocking the lifeline. Angiogenesis supplies tumors with nutrients. Blocking this process can literally starve the tumor. Foods with anti-angiogenic properties. Green tea contains EGCG, berries, anthocyanins and ellagic acid. Soy, genistein. Tomatoes, lycopene. Mushrooms, lentinan, turmocumin. Dr. William Lee's work has highlighted that food can be powerful in modulating angiogenesis. The gut microbiome regulates immune function, metabolism, and inflammation, all of which are crucial in cancer development and progression. Diet and gut health. Fiber-rich foods feed beneficial bacteria. Fermented foods enhance microbiota diversity. Polyphenols in fruits and vegetables reduce inflammation. An unhealthy microbiome, dysbiosis, may increase cancer risk and reduce treatment effectiveness. Personalized nutrition and metabolic therapy. No two cancers are alike. Tumor genetics, stage, and location determine metabolic needs. Personalized approaches may include genomic analysis of the tumor, blood sugar and insulin monitoring, nutrient and microbiome testing, tailored fasting and diet strategies. Starving cancer is not about starving yourself, it's about using nutrition and metabolism to shift the battlefield in your favor. Evidence-based strategies include reducing sugar and processed foods, incorporating intermittent fasting under guidance, considering ketogenic or plant-based diets, supporting gut health, eating foods that block angiogenesis. I urge you to eat a Mediterranean diet, meaning whole fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, and carbs that are complex, because the body has to put in some work to break them down. That means limiting ultra-processed foods. In other cases, a low-fiber diet might be appropriate for people who experience gastrointestinal problems during treatments like immunotherapy. Nutritional needs can also change during treatment. That is why it can be so helpful to work with a dietitian. Why is it important to focus on feeding other than starving cancer cells? Nobody is saying you should eat to excess or go to McDonald's for every meal. But you should eat sensibly to keep your body as fit and strong as possible. Cancer is complex, and food is not a cure, but combined with modern medicine, the right nutritional approach may give patients a powerful tool in the fight for their lives. Always consult a healthcare provider before beginning any new diet or fasting regimen, especially during active cancer treatment. Thanks for watching. Don't miss our next video, it's packed with helpful tips just for you.